Gunna has just betrayed Young Thug to the highest level as shocking reports and images have surfaced showing him caught flirting and even kissing Mariah The Scientist, the very woman who once stood by Thug's side. And while some argue that this could be a cold and calculated move of revenge against Thug, others believe what Gunna and Mariah have is genuine, real passion blooming out of chaos. But whichever way you spin it, this is undeniably one of the highest levels of betrayal hip-hop has ever witnessed, and the streets, the fans, and even industry insiders are now going crazy trying to understand the motives, the fallout, and what this means for the already shaky legacy of YSL. To fully grasp the magnitude of the scandal, you have to understand the history and the relationships at play here. Young Thug, the eccentric, trend-shaping Atlanta godfather, is currently locked away fighting for his life in a high-stakes RICO case that has already claimed so much of his freedom and reputation. Through it all, Mariah the Scientist was widely painted as his emotional anchor, the woman who publicly showed loyalty, visited him in court, and gave fans the impression that love could still exist even when steel bars and legal documents separated them. She wasn't just a girlfriend. She became a symbol of devotion. That loyalty became part of Thug's narrative, and fans clung to it because in the midst of betrayal after betrayal, here was one person who seemed unwavering. Please do not forget to like this video, share and subscribe to this channel if you want more updates like this. Thank you. Now imagine the earthquake when Gunna, a man who already carried the heavy stain of alleged betrayal against Thug due to the controversial Alfred plea he took last year, is seen cozying up with Mariah herself. For fans, it was like betrayal stacked on betrayal, a knife twisted so deep it could split the entire foundation of trust that Thug once built around him. The sight of Gunna flirting with Mariah, leaning in close, whispering, smiling, and then allegedly sealing it with a kiss, was enough to send social media spiraling into outrage. The video clips, the blurry images, the eyewitness accounts, they spread like wildfire. For many, it confirmed their worst fears, that Gunna wasn't just distancing himself from Thug for legal survival. He was now actively stepping into his world, stealing not just freedom from YSL, but even the woman tied to Thug's heart. The betrayal narrative exploded instantly. Twitter threads filled with venomous reactions. Instagram blogs reposted every scrap of evidence. TikTok fans started cutting up footage with dramatic soundtracks, framing Gunna as the ultimate villain. The memes, the debates, the accusations, it all made clear that in the court of public opinion, Gunna had gone from questionable to unforgivable. For many, this was no longer just about law or loyalty. It was about manhood, about respect, about crossing a line that can never be uncrossed. In the streets, perception is everything, and right now Gunna's image is bleeding worse than ever. But let's pause. Some argue that maybe this isn't betrayal at all. Maybe Gunna and Mariah are genuinely in love. Maybe the connection they share is authentic, born out of shared pain, similar pressures, and a unique bond that comes from orbiting around Thug's chaotic gravitational pull. Love can bloom in the strangest places, and history is filled with stories of people finding each other in the wreckage of broken relationships. Could it be that Mariah, tired of waiting for Thug to be free, heartbroken by the reality of his legal situation, simply chose to move on, and Gunna just happened to be the person who understood her most? To some, that's not betrayal. It's just life, messy and complicated. But even if that's the truth, perception doesn't care. The narrative has already been set. Gunna stole his brother's woman, and in hip-hop's ruthless storytelling, perception becomes reality. 50 Cent once said that betrayal always comes from those closest to you. And this situation echoes that sentiment loud and clear. Gunna wasn't just another rapper in Atlanta. He was Thug's protege, his ally, his star player on the YSL roster. Their music together reshaped the trap sound. Their chemistry created hits, and their brotherhood was marketed as unbreakable. For Gunna to now be painted as the man who not only took a plea, but also took the woman, that is betrayal squared, betrayal cubed, betrayal written into the history books. Fans are already saying that no amount of music, no amount of hits can wash away this stain. Meanwhile, Mariah the Scientist finds herself in the middle of the storm. For months, she was celebrated as a loyal queen who held it down for her man. Now, she's being dragged as a disloyal opportunist, a woman who turned her back when times got tough. The hate online has been brutal. Comment sections filled with snake emojis, accusations of clout chasing, and endless think pieces about loyalty, womanhood, and the thin line between moving on and betrayal. Yet, there are voices defending her, saying no woman should be expected to put her life on hold forever, that love is not a prison sentence, and that Thug's situation, as tragic as it is, doesn't give him ownership over her future. But again, perception doesn't listen to nuance. The streets see it as treason, and her name is now forever tied to Gunna's betrayal saga. As for young Thug, the man at the center of this chaos, his silence has been deafening. No public statements, no reactions, nothing. But insiders claim the betrayal hit him like a ton of bricks. To be caged, fighting for your life, while watching people closest to you abandon or betray you, is psychological warfare at its cruelest. Sources suggest Thug feels hurt, blindsided, and even more isolated than before. The weight of legal battles is one thing, but the weight of personal betrayal by people you trusted most is another beast entirely. For a man who once declared himself the king of loyalty, watching his empire crumble from within must feel like drowning with no lifeline. The industry itself is buzzing. Executives, managers, and artists are whispering behind closed doors, trying to figure out what this means for alliances. Gunna, who has already been blackballed by some in the culture for allegedly snitching, may find this new scandal to be the nail in the coffin. Collaborators might back away, fearful of public backlash. Tours might stall. Streams may rise temporarily due to drama, but long-term reputation is hard to repair. At the same time, some executives see this as free publicity. Controversy sells, betrayal makes headlines, and as messy as it is, Gunna's name is now at the center of the cultural conversation once again. That visibility, twisted as it may be, has value in the cutthroat world of music business. Fans of Thug are not staying silent. Many are calling for a cultural boycott of Gunna, flooding his comments with insults, and even burning his merch on camera. The loyalty to Thug runs deep, and fans feel that defending him means rejecting Gunna completely. On the other hand, Gunna still has his own loyal fan base. People who argue that he's being unfairly targeted, that he owes no one his life, and that his personal relationships are nobody's business. The split in opinion is violent, creating online wars that mirror the very real fractures happening in the industry itself.